Hello everyone, welcome to the Green Man channel. Hope you're all doing good and well. So for this Sunday's album review, I'm reviewing the debut album from Norwegian doom metal act Death of Giants and their release Ventesorg, which came out on the 12th of May. It was self-released and the album is 6 tracks and 40 minutes in length. So this album is a concept album. It's a very personal album as well because the wife of the main songwriter and multi-instrumentalist of this album, Morten Subbiskogen, actually passed away. And this album is a sort of memoriam for her. It's like a, it's a concept which is following the events that led up to her passing, I believe. And that's what I think I got from the Bandcamp page for the band. So it's obviously very sad at its heart. And you can hear the grief in Morten's singing throughout the whole album. I mean, you really can. He goes quite operatic at times as well, and sometimes he uses more of a clean style of singing. Occasionally you do get some great harsh growls as well on this album, so there's a bit of vocal versatility going on, and I think you'll like this album more if you appreciate bands like Swallow the Sun, maybe Winter Sun, that sort of thing. With, that slightly more, as I say, operatic style of vocal delivery in the album. And I do think it's overall, it's very good. The songwriting is good. The different performances are generally pretty much on point. I do have a minor criticism about the album, which I'll come on to when I dig more into the songs. But yeah, overall, a good, personal, yet very devastating and still beautiful concept album here. So let's go into the tracks. The first track, Premonition, is an introductory track. Really, that's just setting the scene, I think, for track 2, as these introductory tracks tend to. And you go into this really beautiful track called Was It All a Dream? And the lyrics and everything about this track I just love, because it really sends the message that I think Morten is trying to get across here about the memory of his wife almost. I really feel like he's remembering their times together in this track, and it's just really strong. The chorus in particular is one of those, like Swallow the Sun, like big epic choruses that is delivered pretty well too, and you get some great, I think, enhancement of the mood of the track as it gets towards the end, with the lead guitars coming in as well. So it's a really good song. A Sense of Urgency was quite good too. Now this is where my minor criticism comes in, which I think sometimes the vocals, maybe it's his more clean vocals, sometimes they don't sound like they're quite in tune. Like they're a little bit out of tune with the music. And I didn't notice this much, so that's why I'm calling it a minor criticism and not a major one, because I think the overall feel, the mood, the power of the album got across, and the emotion got across more than anything else. But in A Sense of Urgency, I did feel and notice that for me that was slightly distracting, because otherwise this song is another fantastic song, but that was just slightly distracting from, I think, that the power this song could have had otherwise, had those vocals just been a little bit more in tune. But there you go. The fourth track, Distance, another great track, one which was kind of a bit heavier, a little bit more, I think you got some cello work, some classical work going on in this song as well, which I thought was very good too. Perhaps one of the highlights on this album for me was actually the rendition, the cover of Iron Maiden's Only the Good Die Young. And this is such an interesting interpretation of Iron Maiden's original classic song, because they slow it right down. It's obviously doom metal, so there's taking an Iron Maiden classic and making it doom metal, slowing it right down, but it works extremely well. You make the song emotional. I feel the nostalgia for the Iron Maiden song. At the same time, I feel the emotion that Morten is bringing, Morten Subbiskogen is bringing to the song as well, with the grief-stricken, singing, and you can hear everything in his voice. You can hear the power of that emotion once again. And just with the reinterpretation of this Iron Maiden song, it's just really good. They've managed to, an example of another cover, as with the Burning Witches album, where they did the cover of Shot in the Dark, but this one is really different from the original, but in a really good way. I mean, he has rewritten like Only the Good Die Young to fit the album, and it's incredible. It's really good. I absolutely love it, and particularly on the chorus where Bruce Dickinson sang, what was it, Only the Good Die Young, and when he sings Only Evil Seems to Live Forever. Now, when Morten sings Only Evil Seems to Live, it just gave me goosebumps. It really did. When he sung that part of the chorus, it's just like, oh, really great stuff. And the last track that's ended is Star was another longer, heavier, more Swallow the Sun-esque track to finish the album. Overall, I have to say, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's a shame in a way that I thought the vocals couldn't have been tidied up just a little bit more. And I think this album would be, you know, I mean, I'd say if you like melodic doom metal, it is an essential listen. I do think you need to check this out. But, you know, otherwise, you know, maybe it'll be slightly less for you. But overall, the heart and the emotion of this album makes me want to give it an 8 out of 10. So that's my score for this album review from Death of Giants Ventesorg. Anyway, that's it for now. Have a great Sunday. Shoegaze Files is coming tomorrow evening. It's an exciting interview that I did recently with a band about their debut album. So it's Oceans talking about their debut album, Dreamers. Dreamers in Dark Cities. So I hope you check that out and enjoy that when it comes. Thanks very much, everyone, and bye for now.